Coach Tibbs just gave us a major update on Mitchell Robinson, and I'm here to break it down. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel from Knicks Digest, and let's get right into it. Coach Tibbs saying that there's like a 4 week, 6 week, 8 week. He's following protocol at every step. He's meeting the goals. He's doing well. We're very pleased with that. Hopefully, soon he'll be able to do more, and you'll see him more. Now, that was, I believe, last night after the post game when somebody asked him about Mitchell Robinson's progress after getting that ankle surgery. And this update also comes off of the fact that we got a report talking about Mitchell Robinson has a possibility of returning later in the regular season. So as far as Knicks fans, that's definitely good news to hear, especially with the trade that we got, including OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn. OG Anunoby's play as of late has been amazing. It looks like he's going to be a perfect fit with the Knicks. He's able to knock down the corner threes specifically, but he's just like a tough-nosed, gritty player. And then if we're able to pair him with Mitchell Robinson in the starting five, we're going to have perimeter defense. We're going to have a defensive anchor in the paint. Mitchell Robinson, we all know he is one of, if not the best rebounder in the game. So we got someone taking down boards. We got somebody guarding the best perimeter player on the opposite team. And then we got a shot creator in Jalen Brunson. We got a shot taker, a shot maker in Brunson. We also got Randall, who's a shot creator and a shot maker. And it just seems like things are hopefully going to be falling into place. Now, the thing is, though, is that Mitchell Robinson, when he comes back, let's say he comes back the last month of the season. Just because he comes back and he's back inserted into the rotation, that's great news. But the thing is that Mitchell Robinson is going to need time in order to get back into the rhythm of things, in order to get his conditioning up. So obviously, all Knicks fans, we wish this injury never happened, and then we could have been going into the playoffs with an amazing groove, with amazing chemistry. But now it's, even if Mitchell Robinson comes back with the last month of the season, there's still a lot of question marks. The chemistry between Mitchell Robinson and the rest of the starting five, not even just OG. The only thing that can develop chemistry is time. So Mitchell Robinson is going to need the time to develop the chemistry with OG Anunoby and the rest of his team as well. Even though he was on the team obviously before the OG trade, like he hasn't played with Brunson, Randall in a while. He's going to be coming back to a new team. You know, he's used to playing with RJ and IQ, but obviously they're not here anymore. They're out in Toronto doing major things. Props to them. Salute to the two Knick boys. But yeah, I mean, overall, this is definitely optimistic for Knick fans. And of course, after the season that we had last year, losing in the second round in 6 games to Miami, Knicks fans, what we want to see, we want to see Knicks build upon that. We're always used to having one good season, and the next thing you know, we're gonna have 4, 5, maybe even more than that bad seasons. And that's been the history of the Knicks, and that's why the Knicks franchise, in my eyes, we haven't really garnered the respect that it's not even that we deserve, because we just haven't shown it. But that's a question that I always had regarding the Knicks. The Knicks it's the first or second biggest market in the country if you want to put LA in front of us. But if we're the first or second biggest market, then why don't we have a team representing that? We should be looked at along the lines of Lakers. Lakers, they're always talked about when they're on ESPN. Now, granted, in my opinion, the second or third best player of all time, so that's going to help them to stay in the headlines. But why haven't the Knicks been able to attract the talent? Why haven't the Knicks been able to keep the talent? And picking up Jalen Brunson, who has shown us what he's capable of, who has shown us what his potential is, and I think it's fair to say that a lot of Knicks fans would say that Jalen Brunson is the best player on the team, even though Randall maybe statistically might be having a better season than Jalen Brunson. You can tell by the overall impact that Jalen Brunson has on this team and the organization, and this is something that we just haven't had as an organization in forever. Honestly, I would say since prime Patrick Ewing. And think about that, prime Patrick Ewing it stopped in the mid '90s. So ever since the mid '90s, we've had Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, and Stephon Marbury. Then it was just a nightmare of a situation during like the mid 2000s. The Eddie Curry, David Lee, Jamal Crawford, Quentin Richardson, Steve Francis. It was just a nightmare of a situation. Knicks fans, we obviously don't want to we don't want to stick around and think about that. People, of course, will probably get at me in the comments because I haven't mentioned Carmelo Anthony's name yet. But Melo, I think it's fair to say, man, that Melo He was a star. Superstar is a little tricky for me to say, but he was a star when he was with the Knicks. He did go to All-Star games when he was with the Knicks organization. But the thing with Melo is that he didn't really impact the game like Brunson is. Look at Brunson. Brunson is making his teammates better. Look at Dante DiVincenzo, the type of season he's having. Look at what Jalen Brunson does for Julius Randle. When Jalen Brunson is on the floor, he puts Julius Randle in his proper place, which is the second best player on the team. Whenever Jalen Brunson is out, look at how hard Julius Randle has in order to put the ball in the bucket. The defenses are scheming against him. This defenses know what he's going to do. They know that he's the primary offensive weapon, and Julius Randle, another downfall of his is that one of his skills and talents isn't that he can get his teammates better. I'm taking that all into account, and Melo didn't really have that impact. Melo's impact was more like, I'm one of the best scorers. I'm going to score for this organization. And that's how he made the team better. But going back to Mitchell Robinson, this is definitely optimistic. This is definitely good news. And if things can happen too. I haven't even talked about the fact that Milwaukee Bucks, they still don't look like they're the team that they need to be. Now, of course, you can make the argument that Giannis and Dame, they've been through the rigors of the NBA season. It's January 18th right now, so it's literally the dog days of the NBA before the All-Star break. So they're still maybe going through the motions, and Dame time obviously really occurs in the playoffs, and Giannis really picks up his game when he's in the playoffs. So you can use that argument. Maybe this isn't a great fit. Maybe this is something that a lot of people didn't see. So Knicks could have the opportunity to slide in there, and depending on the matchups, maybe we don't have to match up with Milwaukee, and we're able to get a first round matchup that's gonna let us get past the first round. Philadelphia is another team that we got to look forward to, and even though Joel Embiid is having another MVP season, Mitchell Robinson looks like he's going to be back towards the end of the season. So we're going to have someone to, I'm not going to say match up with Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid's offensive game is just miles and miles ahead of Mitchell Robinson. But as far as having a big body that's going to be there to interrupt and disturb Joel Embiid, if we match up with Philadelphia, that's the perfect situation for us. Mitchell Robinson is athletic enough in order to stay in front of Joel Embiid. As far as Joel Embiid's offensive prowess, that's where Mitchell Robinson might have a little bit of a problem. But as long as we have Mitchell Robinson as an able body to disturb and interrupt Joel Embiid's flow, that's definitely a positive we could look towards to. Boston, of course, is at the head of the Eastern Conference. And again, Mitchell Robinson will probably be guarded against Kristaps Porzingis. And even though that might be a bad matchup for Mitchell Robinson, because Kristaps can spread the floor, step behind the three-pointer, and he can also take it off the dribble, Mitchell Robinson, again, he's athletic enough to try and stay in front of Kristaps Porzingis. And he's another big body that we could throw at Kristaps. Kristaps, again, Kristaps is a bit injury prone. We haven't really seen Kristaps in this situation for quite some time. The last time we saw Kristaps in the playoffs was when he was with Dallas, but then again, he had injury problems, so he's injury prone. So there's just a lot of question marks regarding teams in the Eastern Conference. And if we get Mitchell Robinson back, by the time he gets healthy, by the time he gets his conditioning up, by the time he gets into rhythm with the rest of the team, things can happen, things can start falling into place, and we never know. So guys, that's it for today's video. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this report. Are you guys optimistic that Mitchell Robinson will be coming back towards the end of the season? And if he is, do you think he'll be able to have the same impact he had prior to the injury? But until next time, guys, I'll check you out on the next video. Peace.